for your religion or for your cultural? Anybody? Okay, so what I have today is a rope-like whip, which is called the Lia. It is from my dad's side of the family, which is Puebla, Mexico, which is about 2 hours away from the city. So today I'm going to be talking about how it's made, how it's used, what it stands for, and lastly how I'm involved in my culture and how I felt to be at the event. So this represents my religion and my cultural background of my family and my ancestors, and yeah, I go back way before like my generation. So it is made from the Ixtla, which comes from the maguey plant, which many of you might know from some alcoholic drinks that come from Mexico. So what they get the Ixtla, and they braid it. They braid it a lot of times, and then once they braided that part that they braided into the bigger knots that you see around here. What they do after is they buy an alcoholic drink called pulque, which is made of agave plant, which is also used to make tequila. So you know that drink. So once they dip it into there, they take it out and they let it sit out in the sun for about a week until it hardens up. And right now it's actually pretty soft because I guess you can. This is kind of like the safety part of the gun, like the safety switch. Once you wet it, it stiffens up really hard, and it they use it to whip each other in an event called Los Judíos in Puebla, Mexico. And so it's used to portray the beating that Pilate gave Jesus Christ. And I don't know if many of you saw the movie by Mel Gibson called The Passion of the Christ. They whipped him probably I think it was maybe 60 times, 50 times. So they use this to ask for forgiveness from Jesus Christ and God, and they ask for forgiveness. And a good way to waste time. This is a good way to waste time for me. When I was in Mexico, I made probably 10 of them already. I let people borrow them, and I've actually gotten some back with blood, which is pretty funny. The atmosphere is exciting. It's just fun to be there. I had fun. I had so much fun. It's kind of like a competition because it's the way it's made. It's two people who are involved in Los Judíos. They each start out. They each have to take turns when the church bell rings, and once it rings, they take turns, and it kind of turned into a competition because once the first guy whipped, he kind of gave him the look oh, so you're gonna give me that kind of whip, harder. So the next guy started whipping him harder, and they just keep going at it. And not a lot of women actually participate in it, maybe 6 to 10 every year. And so once the church bell rings, it begins. This event makes me feel good about being in Mexico and about my cultural background because it shows how different parts of Mexico and every country has their own traditions and their own things they do every year, and this actually brings a lot of people from around the country, and it gets really packed there. Maybe 5,000 people go every year, and including me and my family, we go, and it was cool. I've never participated in it, but maybe one day I will. Here I brought a magazine which we found on the plane on the way back from Mexico, and it shows pictures of how it is to be there in Los Judíos in Mexico. And this picture right here is a picture of my uncle. He's not wearing any shirt because he's kind of one of those old school guys that doesn't like wearing a shirt and thinks it should be done manly. Because there's other people that wear big jackets just to cover it up. The bruises. So here, you see that? So yeah, today I talked about the Lia, how it's made, how it's used, what it stands for, and yeah, that's my cultural background from my dad's side of the family. And so I talked about how it's made from the maguey plant, dipped in pulque, what it represents for Jesus Christ and his whipping. It would be fun if everyone could see the event, like I was there seeing it. Maybe one day you guys can all go. The city is called Puebla, Mexico. Probably 2 hours away from the city of Mexico City. It's a little village actually that does it. My dad's village is the only one that does it in all of Mexico. It's called Soltepec, Puebla. So if any of you want to go down there, just let me know. I'll give you the information. A lot of people from the United States go, so it's actually, you won't feel alone there. So yeah, what I thought was interesting was that, they all have their own beliefs and traditions, and it's just a little village that does that. and not the whole country that does that event, which is what I thought was cool. So thank you for your time. My name is Charlie Martinez.